Hello and welcome to today's onboarding of the accounting reconciliation in Lanes and Planes. In the company account, in the accounting section, the accounting reconciliation can take place. In the following section, you see all expenses that are ready to review. Here you can set various filters. You can display only those expenses which have already been approved by the travel manager. Additionally, in the accounting reconciliation, there is the option to work with a pre-check review. At this point, you can filter for expenses that have already been pre-checked. As you continue, you can filter by the originator and the invoice profile. Let's take a detailed look at this expense. I can see the receipt ID first as well as the type of document. In this example, it is a parking ticket. I see the tax point date and the gross amount and can further see that this expense has not been pre-checked. If the expense had been pre-checked, this is marked as true, like in this example. Further on, it is also visible whether a duplicate exists. If that were the case, the corresponding receipt would be linked here. If you now click on Verify, you can review this expense in detail. You now see the data the employee has entered on the left-hand side, and the uploaded receipt is visible on the right side. Based on that, the review can take place. If you now see that the employee has entered a value incorrectly, you can make adjustments by yourself, probably for the amount. Of course, you can also recheck the entire expense in the following section by dispute and return it to the employee. They can make the necessary adjustments and resubmit it for review. In the following section, it is also possible to work with the pre-check. To pre-check an expense, this filter can be set and everything has to be saved. Very important, if you work with the pre-check, please do not change the reconciliation status. If you approve or dispute it, you approve or dispute the expense. If you just want to pre-check it, please stay with not validated and save the receipt. The pre-check has taken place. If you are working according to the 4 eyes principle, then the second colleague from accounting could now display only those expenses that have already been pre-checked and can now carry out the corresponding final accounting review. As previously mentioned, I can of course reject the expense and return it to the submitter for reprocessing, or I can also approve the expense. As soon as you approve the expense, and if necessary, the manager's approval has also been granted, an unchangeable PDF document is created in Lanes and Planes. If you dispute the expense, please use the comment field above to indicate the reason for rejection to the employee. And very important, if the employee adjusts the values that are automatically calculated by the system, you will be informed via the following warning symbol. This is possible with mileage allowances and of course with the meal allowances. In this example, the employee has overwritten the mileage allowance that was automatically calculated by the system. By clicking on Verify, I can now see in detail which values were adjusted. In this example, the kilometers driven were adjusted. Ideally, the employee used the comment field to provide a corresponding justification. Based on that, you can now complete the accounting reconciliation. The pre-check of the expense is not mandatory. If you are not working with the 4 eyes principle, you can also just approve it. By approving the expense, as already mentioned, an unchangeable PDF document is created, and this expense then moves from the accounting reconciliation to the accounting overview. Under Help and FAQs, you have access to the Help Center of Lanes and Planes. The Help Center can be used to consult articles and video guides on specific topics. Depending on your question, search for a term in the following section and you will receive helpful articles and video guides. As you go further, the Help Center is divided into sections for admins and for users, and you can view helpful articles and video guides on certain topic blocks. At the very end of the Help Center, you will find the opening hours of the Lanes and Planes support team, and at that point you can contact the Lanes and Planes support team by phone, email, or chat.